Hi. So I don't know how to start this video, and before okay, we're gonna do some moving around because I'm cooking dinner right now, but I sometimes think best when I'm moving around. Currently making spaghetti. What I wanted to make this video about is something that is important, especially nowadays. And that is, first, a little background on this is I grew up, my bio father was somebody that had a very hot temper, and no matter what I did, no matter what I said, it was never enough. Now, this pertains to if when your parent gets, I don't think I'm allowed to say the word, I mean, I might be able to say it in the video, I just can't tell. But when it comes to whether it's a physical abuse or emotionally abusive parents, it's not easy. And before I say you're not alone, I know it's going to feel like you're alone and you feel like there's nothing you can do and you have no control. And for my bio father, it was not just the normal dad things that the average person would just kind of be shrugging over. When I say he had a temper, he had a temper. And every conversation you had with him, you would feel awful, you would feel anxiety, and you would feel like you were the one in the wrong. And how he wanted us to view him was, you need to be scared by me, so you behave. But at the same time, you need to act like you're close with me. And it was hard because, I'm sorry if you do know this, I'm fucking sorry, but oh boy. But when you have siblings, it gets even harder. It depends on the sibling you are, but if you were like me and you were the oldest sibling, I felt a need to protect my mom and my brothers and my sisters. So the brunt of when he got angry and upset, I would try to take it out on me versus my mom. And there were many nights where I would see my mom in a chair hurdled like she was getting attacked, and he would scream and yell at her, and I'd be on top of the stairs as a little kid. He never saw me, but there was many incidents that I'm not going to go into a 30 video about it. Hey, maybe one day I'll write a book and how to survive abusive parents and people that are generally mean and cold-hearted. If you guys hear this croaking, it's my hamburger. And this does affect a lot of kids. Boy or girl, abusive parent or a parent that makes you feel like who you are is awful and it's not good enough. And I'm so sorry if you do know what this feels like, because I know what it feels like to go to court and to go to so many people and say, hey, this is happening to me and my family. But if you don't have a bruise on you, then in the court's eyes, there's no problem. And I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's fair. But on top of that, I had abuse from my grandmother. Now, this could be a whole video, but I wanted to make it about religion, because this is the key thing here, is anytime they would take the hatred out on me, or because I looked like my mom, that was another big thing, is I very much look like my mom. I also am very close with my mom, and we share the same religion. I have been pagan / Wiccan and North Paganism for a very long time, and I always knew I was going to be. That was never going to change. It gave my mom a lot of strength when we were kids, when he somewhat finally left. But from age 13 to like 16, once I legally could not have to see him anymore, which entirely, it was very hard. Because when you have 2 siblings, as the oldest sibling, you feel like it's your responsibility to grow up and to take care of them. And one of my siblings don't remember me protecting them and think I'm a bad guy, which that is completely understandable, because when you have 2 younger siblings, if you have a younger brother, that male figure, just like a mom figure, is their life. And they will look up to that and they will try to emulate that. My youngest sister doesn't really, she's in the middle. She does remember. But the amount of times I don't like, when it comes to like seeing people use religion as a excuse to try to control and try to condition and try to force people into a program of you have to be this way, and say, well, this is just how I was born, this is how I grew up. Staying in that mentality, and it's not your fault, because these people that were supposed to love and protect you made you feel like who you are was the worst thing on the planet. I had countless times where I would wear lipstick or skinny jeans and I was called a whore. I was given a book, How to Be a Good Woman and a Good Christian Woman. And this is not doting Christians. I have met good people out there that pertain to this religion. And there's people in North Paganism or Wiccan that use it for evil. It's no different how defining a good person can be complicated, because sometimes you're a good person, your intentions are good, but you still hurt people in the process. Or there's times that you generally are just a kind of awful person that doesn't know how to take accountability, so you use religion as a way to justify harming people. And we've seen this a lot in history. But if you are going through something like this, one, if you're a kid and you feel like you can't tell your friends, and I've been through this where I almost told a friend something, and I've had a close friend of mine be like, I don't understand. I'm not going to say you're not going to feel alone, but no, you aren't alone, and I really want you to believe that. And just because they are hurting you does not mean that you have no power, does not mean you don't have a choice. And I hope that you grew up knowing that you can be a better person, not by stooping to their level or even being like, well, I can do it better mentality, but you can show them that just because you come from a toxic, abusive background doesn't mean you're going to repeat that pattern. And I want you to have self-worth. And if you especially know somebody or you're close with a friend and they say even a hint of it, let that friend know you can talk to them. When this wasn't even my first best friend, this was somebody that actually became my real best friend in high school, like 6 years. I wrote to her on a letter the real reason why I hated going to my father's house, and she flipped. She's like, I'm gonna kick his ass. She flipped. I'm gonna kick his ass. Where is he at? Don't bring him next to me. You don't gotta go, that's how but I took that as, oh my God, somebody's finally listening to me. Somebody finally understands why it's so hard for the longest time for me to get out of the mentality of, well, there's nothing I can do. I come from all this pain and trauma, so I might as well just not grow as a person, because honestly, why is it always me? And if you are going through this mentality, I'm also sorry, because it's not your fault. It's not your fault. The only way to ever get out of something like that is you're going to make mistakes. You're going to fall down. You're going to learn hard lessons. So I hope that this video, even though I can't, like I said, I'm just recording from my phone making spaghetti. There's times I wish I could like be able to have a notebook and write this down cohesively. But you are not broken. You can get out of something. You can make something out of your life past the things you went through. And it's okay if you're listening right now, you're in the still stage of you don't know what you're talking about. I went through all this trauma and everything else, and you don't understand how hard it is to not be scared and to not give in, and you don't understand. And I'm not going to tell you how to feel. I'm just wanting you to know that there is compassion out there for you. And especially if you're aware of it, and if you want to change, and if there's even the slightest hope of you change, wanting to be better, please do it. And as far as religion goes, oh, I just spooked myself. I just spooked myself. I was really scared. As far as religion goes, we have a general idea of that even in the worst circumstances, when people have been through horrendous stuff, and it doesn't matter, we shouldn't compare pain or be competitive, because somebody's pain is still pain. So pain is pain, and what keeps you going is holding it out. And it's not easy, and it's gonna be really fucking hard. But don't lose sight of who you are, because I can promise you, when you get away from those people, or when you get out of that situation, you are gonna find people that everything that somebody ever made you feel bad or worse about, especially a parent, they're gonna love, and you're gonna see your strengths. And please talk to somebody. Just reach out, talk to somebody. And when it comes to, like I said, religion, I used to be mad when Christianity, I'll admit, I used to think all of them were like that, but they're not. And I know now that it's not the religion I was mad at. It was the people that used it to hurt somebody that they were supposed to protect, that they were supposed to protect a little girl. And now, I've always been open-minded, but now I try to remember every day that some things that I don't like, it's not that I don't like them, it's from my trauma and my things that I still want to work on. And that's the key important right there. So I'm open-minded. I've had a friend that was Christian, and even now, I've met people that have different beliefs than me, but I am not going to tell them how to believe. I'm not going to go knocking on their door. Same thing with me. Paganism, Celtic, brings so much comfort, and I've always felt connected to it, and it makes me happy, and it means a lot in my family. I will do a tattoo video. I think that'd be really cool, really good for you guys. And you know, speaking of that, if you're just starting out, you want a calendar, New Orleans has your back. But please don't ever give up. Like, I really don't want you to give up. And here's a hot take. When it comes to God or any higher power you believe in, they made you who you are. So if they made you a wonderful, awesome person, whether you're in love with some same gender, opposite gender, whether you are blonde, blue hair, yes, they made you what you are. And they also want you to embrace your choices. Because a good higher power doesn't care necessarily about how you look or what you believe in. They care about your heart. That's open and loving and kind. So, if you are suffering through any of this, I hope you're okay, and don't let any abusive parent keep you trapped. And I wish I could hug you and let you know it might be rough for a little bit, or it might be gone soon, but you will. There is a way out. There's a way out, and I want you to find people that love you for you. So I'm sorry if it's a dark topic, but I do hope you have a good day, and I will see you again. Bye. Let me know if you guys want to know more about that and about my life in that sense. Bye.